Episode 44. She kissed him. Serena stared at him like a lifeless doll. Jake frowned and wondered whether she had become dumb when the woman suddenly reached for his face. His skin felt smooth and cold, his gorgeous features right in front of her eyes. He was real, and so close to her. It was not a dream. It was really Jake. However, didn't he hate her? Why? Serena was dazed, subconsciously reaching for her lower stomach. Seeing her movement, Jake frowned and asked, "Who told you?" Didn't they agree that she should not be told? "Drink some water." Jake sat next to her, not taking any argument. Serena drank some of the lukewarm water, but felt even more shocked. Her heart was incredibly sore. Tears fell like rain. Jake took the glass in her hand away and held her in his arms. As she leaned against him, Jake clearly felt something blooming in his heart. Serena couldn't help bursting into tears, her shoulders shivering. Our child is gone." His heart wrenched. Jake held her tighter. He patted on her back and whispered, "No tears. We're still young. We can have another baby." Serena heard that and cried even harder. They were indeed young, but they would never have another baby. He hated her so much, so how could she bear his child again? He would wish her to stay away from him, so that he could spend the rest of his life with Lila. However, at this moment, she wanted to believe him very much. To believe that he was not just trying to comfort her and be nice, but meant what he said. She would just pretend that he did not hate her, and let the time stay for a while. Jake slowly patted her on the back, his heart a mess. "Don't cry." Serena could not stop her tears, but stopped sobbing. She looked up at his flawless face. Jake looked down at her, his voice deep. "If you cry, you would not look pretty. Look at your eyes." "You said I'm pretty?" Serena was dazed and muttered. Seeing that she had stopped crying, Jake was relieved and nodded. "That's right." Serena looked at him as if she had seen a ghost. He had never called her pretty. She must be in a realistic dream. Looking around, it was all dark. Indeed, no matter how real it felt, it was still a dream. She would not believe that someday Jake would treat her nicely. She smiled bitterly, feeling sorry. However, since it was a dream, could she do something that she had always wanted to do, but never dared to? Serena held his waist tight and called, "Jake?" "Yes?" Serena looked up, putting one arm around his neck, and kissed him on the lips, while he looked at her incredulously. Her lips were tender and sweet like jello. The moment he touched her lips, Jake felt shocked by electricity. His heart suddenly raced like crazy. It was not the first time, as he had kissed her several times before. But why did he suddenly feel this way for her? So seductive, Jake's eyes became dark and held her tighter. Not noticing any difference, Serena slowly licked his lips. Gentle and terrified, she made her move quietly. That was enough. She would just pretend that everything was real. However, she had no idea that the man was turned on, and decided to take the initiative. Serena was shocked, staring at him. He moved. Freeze! Freeze now! However, it did not work. Jake locked her hands down and kissed her hard. his tongue sliding into her teeth with strong lust and desire, hard and heavy, and relentless. Serena stared, her eyes wide, but her heart suddenly racing. This was real. This was not a dream. Oh my God, she kissed him. However, why didn't he get mad? And why did he kiss her back? Serena had a crazy idea, but she rejected it herself. It was impossible. Noticing her absent-mindedness, Jake's eyes became darker as he commanded. "Close your eyes." Serena's heart skipped a beat, and she suddenly blushed. Ah, it is real. It was not a dream? She was not in a dream. Her heart trembling, Serena felt incredulous. His breath became more rapid, and her eyes became wet. She moved her hand up and hugged him back. Noticing her obedience, Jake felt himself incredibly hard. Take her. Jake was startled by his own crazy idea. He warned himself to retreat, but it was so hard. Ahem! The sudden noise made Serena freeze and push him away. She turned her head and saw Nola Robinson standing at the door with a smile. She blamed Jake. "Serena is still quite weak." Although Serena knew that Nola was just teasing, Serena could not help blushing and looking at Jake. She found that he was as calm as always, although a bit flushed himself as well. Jake suddenly stood up. Seeing the dried bloodstain on his shirt, Serena was a bit surprised. "I'm off to work. Mom, take care of Serena." Nola smiled and nodded. "Go. I will give your pretty wife back to you." Jake blushed a bit more and quickly left the ward. "You look great together," said a gentle voice behind Nola.